Dude, just setting this up is like, I mean, I can't say I'm tech savvy, but I'm not tech illiterate. I can only
You're
imagine.
more tech savvy than I am, though, and even you've had like we've had obstacles every time.
Right. Hold on. Speaking of obstacles, there's an echo, and I think I have to mute you on Twitch real quick. All right, speak real quick.
Speaking.
All right, good to go. Oh my
Cool.
god. All right, there we go. Oh my god. Ah! All right, we're good. We are good. We're safe.
Everything okay?
Yeah, yep. We're live.
All right.
So yeah, Jessica, there's a slight tragic backstory uh to our previous stream. The game that I'm playing right now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it is has a really disgraceful, dysfunctional autosave system. So all the progress that I made yesterday, all that chocobo racing, just down the drain. Down the drain. So I'm gonna do another mini game while we do other stuff while we talk. How's your day?
It's been great.
Yeah. You shoot down any
Busy day.
storks? How often do you work at the bird conservatory?
It used to be once a week. These days, it's like once a month if I can get there because I've been too busy
Oh, busy doing what?
working at my normal job.
Oh. So like the normal job doesn't have like set hours, it's based off work or
It fluctuates every week, but we do know our schedule in advance, a couple weeks. It's just that's not it. The problem is the bird sanctuary. You can only volunteer there in the mornings on weekends too. In the mornings for a certain time frame. And
Okay.
most mornings I'm working at my job. If I'm not at my job, I like to go to the gym. And I just been prioritizing that a lot more lately. So the bird sanctuary it's just tough to get there. It's like half an hour away, only in the mornings, and they want you on specific days there, and it's like I'm always busy, so I just between
yeah,
work and work at the gym.
oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
But I
Yeah.
really miss it though. I love my birds, and I love my one bird in particular that was like my buddy.
Yeah, was he
I'm sure
just
he's probably mourning and pining away from me. I feel really bad about it. Like he loved me.
I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like birds are emotional creatures, dude. Did you see like the story I sent
Dude,
you?
they are, and they form connections with humans a lot like dogs. Like they have a better memory than dogs.
Do they?
They live longer. Like you can. Oh yeah, dude. Birds have large birds like parrots have the intelligence of an 8-year-old child, whereas dogs are only like a 5-year-old child.
Oh wow, they got 3 years up.
They're
Dude,
really they're really intelligent,
did you see
but
the
and they can remember they remember you.
did you see the story I shared on Instagram with the Shiba Inu talking?
I'm sure I did. I see all your stories.
Dude, it was just today, and like I was legitimately shocked because I mean I've heard dogs repeating like "Aroo," but like this doge was saying Happy New Year's, banana, and all sorts of strange things that dogs aren't supposed to be saying. And dude, I was like, I think I was appalled because that felt like an abomination. Like, dogs are supposed to be retarded, or they're supposed to have like this silent intelligence,
Yeah, like happy little retards. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was too much intelligence.
Dude, they're becoming sentient.
I guess I didn't watch that video. I saw it when I was at work, and so I had you on mute, and I was just like looking at your story.
Right. Yeah. So usually, yeah, I only post like memes and stuff like that, like picture memes and stuff. So no, I get
Usually,
it.
you don't need sound for your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You just need a brain.
I'm trying to full screen you. By the way, it's not working.
On Discord.
Twitch. I'm watching you on Twitch
Okay,
right now, so I can see what you're playing.
So you could go to Discord, right? And then just I have my screen being shared over there, and you just double click that, and then it should do the trick.
Okay. That worked. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I gonna say?
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're in it. Now you're in it.
Cool.
What was I gonna say?
Anyways, yeah.
You got any bullshit to talk about today?
I'll go back and watch that because I can't believe the dog was talking. The dog was talking.
Oh, what'd you say? Oh, you're looking at the video?
No, what were you saying? You feel like it's been what?
I feel like it's been like a slow news week. You know? I mean, like after like...
Yeah, but what were you saying? I feel like it's been what?
Oh, I just said I feel like it's kind of been a slow news
Yeah, it
week.
has, which...
For some reason, your mic is cutting out now.
I heard you. I think that you're right. It's like, it feels like a precursor to something big happening maybe next week.
Wait, dude, I think you're delayed. Yeah, I think there's like a delay on you for some reason.
Is it now?
Okay, it's good. Wait, say this. Do something again. Say something. Dude, yeah, there's like a delay. Hold on. Hang up and come back. Do you know where the hang up is? Hang up button is?
Testing?
Yeah, there's like a really big latency delay, which is so weird for Discord.
Okay. On Discord?
Yeah. Technical difficulties. She'll be back in a second. Kick this guy's ass.
しかしこの通り、私はこのありさま。もはやこれまでかと途方に暮れていたら、君たちが現れた。ザ運命、すなわちディスティニー。どうかね、ディオ軍団としてコルネオファミリーと戦ってくれないか。
私、やる。
報酬はキーストーン。いいな。
もちろん約束だ。
引き受けよう。
契約成立だ。それでは今宵は我がホテルでゆっくりと休んで英気を養ってくれたまえ。
ほら、僕皆さんにお伝えしときます。
ゴールドソーサーを君たちの肩にかかってよろしく頼むよ。
Speak.
Speaking.
Yes, you're back.
Okay, yay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were saying that you feel like something big's coming, but like what were you saying? Like yeah, because I was saying like it's been a slow news week, and then you had some...
just I agree with you.
Your mic is cutting out again.
I agree with you, which makes me feel like maybe next week something big will happen.
Oh yeah, like they're kind of like piecemealing all the crazy conspiracy shit that's happening to us. What's going on, dude? Your mic is not working.
Yeah, just these days, if we have like a slower week, I feel like something crazy will happen.
Okay, yeah, there's a delay. No, the mic is working. It's just for some reason there's like a 3 or 4 or 5 second delay with what you say and then when you say it. It's so weird. Hold on, let me do this thing. Turn your mic off on Discord. And then I'm going to turn it up over here. Tell me if that works. Speak. Weird. It's not even... So it's for some reason... Oh, wait. Oh, put your mic on. Turn your mic on Twitch.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So we need to use the Twitch microphone, but like Discord video, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, you were saying you feel like something big's coming next week. But like what else could we possibly have? Oh, did you hear this is, I don't know if this is good news, if it depends on who you are, but according to a coin toss, Trump is going to have the last word in the debate against Biden coming up.
No, I didn't hear that. Cool.
Oh my God. It's going to be pure entertainment. I cannot wait for this.
I'm excited for that too. Dude, you know he was in Wisconsin this week, right?
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. How you were
just 2 days ago.
You couldn't go because like you had work, right?
Yeah, but he was in Racine on Tuesday, which is the town that is just north of my hometown where I grew up. So it's like it's the sister city to my hometown, basically. I guess one of my hometowns, since I also consider Orange County my hometown.
Right.
Whatever. So he was in Racine, and it was like right at like 6 p.m. So I wouldn't have been able to make it over there after work because I'm like an hour and 15 minutes away. But he was there, and a friend of mine, their family went. A friend of mine's family went, and they said that they personally witnessed some crazed, like deranged liberal who was protesting Trump being there. Almost hit them with their car.
Oh my God, dude! They were hoping for Charlottesville Part 2.
Yeah, they were there at the rally, and they said that they were crossing the street, and some insane liberal like almost ran into them with their car and was like screaming at them.
You know, at this point, I kind of feel like insane and liberal are kind of redundant.
Yeah, you don't need to say it. Yeah. So.
Man, were there any like crazy viral Trump? Were there any crazy viral Trump moments at the rally?
Oh, maybe, but I don't pay attention anymore, so I wouldn't know. Like, man. You know me, I'm not even on Twitter. I don't really follow anything, so I miss out on stuff unless my friends send it to me.
I feel like you're I don't know, you're kind of giving off the impression that like you're completely like uninformed, but you're more informed than most people that I know. So I mean, I wouldn't.
Oh, thanks, but only because of social media. I don't really follow the news anymore. I'm not really on Twitter, which is where most stuff really starts.
Yeah.
So like I just see stuff from my friends, and I occasionally read an article, but I don't watch any type of news. I don't watch videos. I'm not on YouTube like a lot of people are. I just don't really watch any podcasts. I don't know. I don't care.
You've checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent so many years like following everything closely and being an activist and being like, having a huge thirst for knowledge and soaking in whatever I could. I spent years doing that, and it's like I'm just burnt out. I don't care anymore. Like I was already, I guess you could say, like awake and trying to wake people up like over a decade ago. Like it was like 2012. I was like screaming at people to wake up and like see what was going on in the world, and nobody cared. So I'm just tired. I don't care anymore.
People just wake up at their own pace is basically what
you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, like I mean, okay, so like even in 2016, right? 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, a little bit of 2023. If you said that you supported Donald Trump in anywhere in the West Coast, you were maligned, you were called crazy, you were called a racist, you were called all sorts of different things, everything but gay, right? And like now, dude, there are more endorsements I've seen for Trump coming from like, I wouldn't say like A-list celebrities, but beforehand it was like A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list, E-list, F-list, everybody was supporting, Democrats. You were a true rebel back then. These days, from B-list and below, all Trump supporters. Crazy how times change.
Yeah, I mean, people are becoming more radicalized because of things finally impacting them personally.
Right.
Like they're losing money. They're seeing an actual impact in their life from this Biden administration that is radicalizing them. Finally, they're seeing the light and realizing that it's not the things they voted for are not working.
Right. Even though, like, if you saw the writing on the wall and people that he put into his administration, like Blinken, who's actually a pretty decent guitar player when it comes to the blues, by the way, if you didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a guitarist / war criminal. Either which way.
Oh, what an interesting resume.
Yeah, I know, right? Both of them are, on the surface, pretty badass, I gotta say.
Yeah, but dude, I'm not even just talking about like right versus left. I'm talking about like the bigger picture of the world. Like people, like right now, I've seen a lot of my friends on social media screaming at everyone with screaming in outrage that the U.S. is sending so much money and weapons over to Israel to arm them and stuff against Palestine.
Right.
It's like, you idiots. This has been going on literally the entire time, dude. You're acting like all of a sudden you just found out that, the U.S. is warmongering. The U.S. sends more money to arm its allies, regardless of morals, regardless of what's right.
Right.
And doesn't give a fuck about how many people are dying from the weapons that we send over, and we'll spend American money as well to arm other countries. Like all this shit. Like people are just finding that out, and like they're posting about it like they just found out. It's like, you idiots.
Yeah, so dumb. Yeah.
Like literally the entire time.
What it is that people are lazy. They become complacent, right? They think that, I've been following the news, CNN, NBC, Fox News, all this MSM garbage, since the 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, 50s, the early aughts, 2010s. Yeah. But they don't realize that, like, once you have a monopoly on, I guess, the truth, you become lazy, you become complacent, and you essentially become unaware of the cracks in your defense system, right? So, like, it gets to a point where, like, then you'll start seeing, like, new things popping up, like independent news sources and things of that sort, right? And then guess what? Like, then the MSM will come in and they'll be like, "Oh, bigots! These people are racist." Like they'll scare people away. But like, it works because people are lazy. They don't want to seek knowledge or truth or data from anywhere but the sort of complacent, corrupted news sources.
Yeah. Well, we saw that during the pandemic, of course. People just accepted what they were told and didn't question it, really. A lot of people did.
Dude.
But it's more, you're right, you're 100% right, but it's more than that. People also don't understand that journalism, like the mainstream media, has been not trustworthy for many years now, because people don't even know about in the 90s when most news outlets were bought up by corporations, and this vertical integration started to happen in the 90s when massive corporations bought news outlets, and then they could control they learned that, if they buy up media outlets, they can then control what is put out by that media outlet, so they can influence public opinion,
Right.
they can control news stories that are put out and so forth. So most news outlets, mainstream news outlets, have been sus basically since the 90s, when they became indebted more to their corporate owners than they were to the people. So
Right.
journalism ceased to exist, because journalism is supposed to, be an unbiased investigation of information, and it hasn't been that way since at least the 90s,
You know what?
because now
You know
they
what's
just have to please their corporate overlords.
right. It's all tied to corporate interests essentially, and whenever
Yeah.
any sort of truth seeking is tied to corporate interest, then it's no longer the truth, by default, just because.
Right.
Yeah.
And those who do true investigative journalism and dig up things that they don't want to be dug up usually die. That's one of the reasons that it turned me away from the path I always wanted to take. I always wanted to be
Right.
an investigative journalist.
Right.
But a journalist I really admired, Michael Hastings,
Mm-hmm.
died in a fiery car crash just a couple blocks from my house in LA, around the corner
No
of my house.
way. What was he
Yeah,
investigating?
dude, look up Michael Hastings. The war in Iraq, I believe. It's been years so it's hard to remember. I believe it was the war in Iraq.
Oh my god.
But Michael Hastings was this like badass investigative journalist,
Mm-hmm.
and he literally found some like incredibly damning evidence, like he found something crazy,
Uh-huh.
and he told his like lawyer, or his editor, I can't remember which one.
Uh-oh.
He told somebody like that he had found something that was gonna be like mind-blowing, like he was like, this is gonna blow everything open. And like the next night, he was pursued in a pursuit. He was being chased in his car.
Uh-huh.
He was on Highland Avenue approaching Wilshire, because you know how I used to live off of Wilshire and La Brea.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He was like speeding down Highland Avenue towards Wilshire, being chased by somebody.
No.
And then he crashed his car into the median on Highland, and slammed into like a tree or a light post. I don't remember now. And his car like blew up, and he died. And
Jesus fucking
that
Christ.
was it. So the information that he had died with him, and that happened like right around the corner of my house. And I used to drive by it when I would leave my house, and there was this memorial set up for him on the median with these signs saying, "What? Not an accident," and like, this was not an accident.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was so creepy. It used to give me goosebumps every time. Like, people, his fans and supporters put up signs saying like, "Not an accident." All this stuff. It was crazy. And like,
Dude, that
left flowers there.
That is insane.
Yeah. So that really told me like, okay, I don't want to be an investigative journalist.
Yeah. I want to live. Dude, can you imagine?
Yeah, I want to enjoy my life. Anything I find out, I can't even publish, or I'll be killed. So what's the point?
Right. Can you imagine like stumbling onto some sort of secret and then realizing that from that minute forward that your life is never going to be the same? You're constantly going to have to watch over your back, constantly be paranoid. That sounds miserable.
It's really hard to imagine. Either you die, or you have to be in seclusion in like a place like how Edward Snowden is like was living in like the airport in Russia for a long time. Like, I just
or
don't
Julian Assange living in
or him, yeah.
In
now,
a
and he was like, right, and now he's in prison, and he's apparently dying because Pamela Anderson is friends with him, and she's gone to visit him and said that he's like wasting away and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
well, apparently he was going crazy in the consulate as well, like smearing shit on the walls and shit like that. I mean, I don't know how long it'd been since he'd seen sunlight. That's basically like solitary confinement,
Right. And he may have been being tortured for all we know. There's Michael Hastings I was talking about. He died in 2013, so it's a long time ago. So that's why I'm having trouble remembering the details.
Uh-huh.
This is like over 10 years ago, but 2013 was when I was living at that apartment.
Oh, so you
yeah.
you just moved there, and
Yeah, I had just moved there. I think I
Oh
moved
my
there.
God, that is a. I mean, like, dude, think about it. You were wanting to go into investigative journalism, then you get there, and an investigative journalist dies as soon as you get there.
Right.
That is,
well, keep
that's
in
an
mind,
omen, you know.
Right, and keep in mind, in 2013, I was still in school. I was at UCLA.
Right.
So I was still considering like what to pursue, and I was thinking about journalism. So for that to happen, like in 2013, while I had the chance, while I was in school and had the chance to maybe take my life in that direction,
Right.
I made a decision like fuck it. It doesn't matter. It's pointless.
Right.
And then I just didn't even pursue it. So he was only 33 years old.
No fucking way. He was younger than me, than the both of us.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yep. He was a contributing editor to Rolling Stone, reporter for BuzzFeed, and so forth.
BuzzFeed, when it had some sort of credibility going on for it.
Yeah. His body was completely burned.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
What an awful way to go out.
Yes.
You know what's crazy? Like, journalism used to be like a really dangerous profession if you do it correctly. You know? And now you hear someone's a journalist, right? And you're like, oh God, you know, what sort of garbage opinion does this guy have to sell me? What?
Yeah, exactly. Garbage opinion. I know, that's another thing too, is that I used to have so much respect for the profession, but now it isn't at all respectable. If I went into it,
it is the furthest thing from respectable.
Yeah. They don't value truth like they're supposed to, which is what I've always valued so highly. That's why I wanted to go into it, but that doesn't matter anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, okay. Well, you know, here's the opposite side of that coin, right? I remember when I was in middle school, right? And everybody was listening to, like, you know, indie rock and stuff like that. But I liked nu metal, right?
Yeah.
And nu metal, by the time I got to high school, had already had its day in the sun, and now it was the most reviled genre.
Hated. Yeah.
Due to the likes of Rolling Stone and all these other publications, the tastemakers, right? Yeah. But I cling to it. I was like, no, everybody's wrong. This genre is awesome. Right?
Dude, I have to say, like, as a longtime metalhead, I'm laughing a little bit because, like, I always thought nu metal was garbage, you know. So I was one of the haters for sure. Like, I always valued like old British heavy metal,
right?
American speed metal, like everything but nu metal. Like nu metal just sucks. I mean, now I admire.
Yeah. But, like, you know, I mean, like,
you were bold to like it back then when it was like being trashed. So
yeah, exactly. You know, and then TikTok happened, and then Gen Z discovered Deftones, right? Yeah, and then nu metal became cool again, you know? And you know what? I feel proud of myself for sticking to my guns all this time. You know, I was like,
you should.
I was right. It only took 2 decades for me to be proven right, you know.
Dude,
but I was right.
It's just like you with Trump. You were bold enough to like openly say you like kind of liked the dude back in the day when it was not cool at all to say that, and now people are joining on your bandwagon.
Yeah, exactly, dude. The tide is shifting. You know.
Dude, let me read you one quick thing about
go
Michael Hastings, and then I'll stop talking about him.
No, but please, just because keep going. It's interesting content. Okay. We're being educated right now.
I just wanted to remind myself as well what had happened since it was so long ago. So his car, he was driving a Mercedes coupe. The car accelerated rapidly, fishtailed out of control, then slammed into a palm tree and burst into flames, ejecting its engine some 200 feet away. A witness told this woman...
Wait, ejecting what?
The engine was ejected 200 feet away. A witness said that the car exploded the burning car kept exploding over and over, and nobody could approach it.
Oh my God.
In a simulated full frontal crash of that exact car, the car does not explode on impact, nor does it launch its engine 200 feet. So that's not what happened when they simulated the crash of that model.
They nuked him.
Yeah, for sure. And so what Michael Hastings had done was he had recently exposed the behind-the-scenes failure of top U.S. General Stanley McChrystal's counterinsurgency strategy in Afghanistan. Even more damagingly revealed McChrystal's mocking attitude towards the Obama administration, which ultimately led to the general's resignation.
Wait, say that last part one more time.
Michael Hastings contributed to getting General McChrystal to resign.
Right. Oh my God. that guy must have had a real big vendetta against him.
Yes.
Dude, that is insane.
He revealed McChrystal's flawed leadership of U.S. forces in Afghanistan and his scorn for Obama, the commander-in-chief.
So the chief hated Obama.
Yes, and Hastings exposed that.
Oh my God. Well, I'm not particularly a fan of Obama either, but I'm not going to die over it. God damn.
Right. It goes on and on about what he exposed. I mean, he exposed scores of civilian deaths by U.S. hands in Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen that have gone unexamined and unpunished, basically unaccountable.
Uh-huh.
Hastings continued to report stories that illuminated the darker side of U.S. military actions, including an investigation into the Army's deployment of PSYOPs on U.S. senators visiting combat zones in order to secure more war funding, and so forth.
Wait, so how did those PSYOPs just take place like that? That's what I want to know.
You'll have to read his book. Hastings had a book called The Operators, the wild and terrifying inside story of America's war in Afghanistan. Hastings was then approached by one of General McChrystal's aides, who told him, "We'll hunt you down and kill you if we don't like what you write." So he was actually warned he would be killed.
Oh my God.
And like I said, right before he died, okay, here it is. The story he was working on at the time of his death centered around CIA director John Brennan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you mess with the CIA, you're going down.
Dude, Brennan is shady man.
Yes, he was the chief architect of Obama's foreign drone program.
Huh.
So anyways, the night of his death, Hastings had contacted WikiLeaks attorney Jennifer Robinson.
Oh my God.
And sent an email to his colleagues at BuzzFeed saying he was working on a big story and going off the radar.
Oh my God. BuzzFeed was legit. I totally forgot about this.
Yes. Yeah, and then Hastings even asked to borrow his neighbor's car because he suspected his own car's computer system had been hacked. So he even thought his own car was compromised and borrowed his neighbor's car.
Dude, can you imagine the level of paranoia he must have been living with?
Oh my gosh.
I think
so scary.
I think the real psyop there was that they pulled the psyop on him, clearly. The psychological torment that he must have been going through must have been insane.
I know, it's so scary. It's so disturbing to think about. I just feel for him because he knew he was his nobles were righteous. He was working on something that he felt was righteous, and to realize that you're gonna die for it is so terrifying. And
right.
So yeah, I mean, he exposed that General McChrystal's misconduct in Afghanistan and so forth, which got him a lot of enemies. But it's when he tangled with the CIA that really was his death knell. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
He was gonna expose something with the CIA, and you just don't fuck with the CIA.
You know what's kind of interesting? Side note, you were unsure about the term death knell. And I think you're right about how it's usually used, but I feel as though the death knell is actually redundant because I think it's just the knell. You know what a knell was?
No.
Okay, so back in the day, they weren't sure when people were dead when they got buried, so they used to attach these ropes to their fingers that connected to the bells. And so that bell was called the knell, right? And if someone was alive and they moved their fingers, it would alert the bell. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Side note.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You just educated me as well.
Yeah.
So after Hastings' death, they tried to discredit him and say things like, "Oh, he was just young and crazy and driving erratically," and things like that. And then
Right.
they even said things like, "Oh, well, General McChrystal has served his country far more than Hastings ever has," because he's in the
Right.
military. So just tried to like discredit everything he had done.
That's
But
so obnoxious, dude.
yeah, it's so sad, man.
Yeah, I can see why you were kind of scared to go back into
Oh,
journalism.
they even talk about the sign that was hung on the poster that was hung on the tree that he crashed into, which the one I remember seeing,
Uh-huh.
one of them. I remember seeing the one that said "not an accident," but the one that they mentioned is there was a poster hung up on that tree for a while that said "the truth will set you free."
Huh.
There were several posters if I remember right.
Right. That's
Yeah. So, anyways, it's so obvious. Like he literally said that night, like I have a major story I'm working on. I'm going off the grid, and then boom, he's dead.
dead. Gone. Dude, that is so insane. That like I mean, like, I feel as though that those are the heroes that should be talked about. And like, listen, I know it's so cliche to be like, oh, the Kardashians and people talk about them. How come they're not talking about these people? But like, that guy is a hero. You know,
To me, he was. Yeah.
well, no, in general, like he clearly had the best interest of the American people in mind, and he paid the price for it. You know,
Yeah.
dude, that is just so unfortunate. Makes me.
So, anyways, like you said, journalism we used to be a proper society.
yeah. We used to be a proper country.
And now journalism is just a synonym for garbage, basically.
Oh my god, I can't believe that, man.
Most of the time, there's still good journalists out there, but the thing is, people aren't reading articles anymore because they don't have an attention span for it.
Right.
So you have to present your findings in a different medium, such as YouTube or a podcast or so forth. But
Right. Oh, I know why. Okay, 1 second. Gotta do this. Share my screen. Yes. All right. Back in business. Or no, now it's 1 second.
okay, good.
Yeah. We're
Cool.
talking about some cool stuff, and then my OBS crashed. So what were you saying?
I'm not the only one with technical difficulties.
Yeah, exactly. You would think that mine would be better, given that this is like a gaming PC and whatnot, but apparently not. Apparently not. What were you saying before this?
The last thing I said, and then I just stopped talking, was
Right.
it's just that the old school journalism of writing an article is no longer relevant. You have to present your findings in a new medium such as podcasting or YouTube because people don't have the patience for articles anymore.
Right.
And as someone who really respects the written word and writing
Right.
like I do,
Right.
it's another reason that kind of deters me from journalism because I love writing and writing is no longer really long form writing is no longer worthwhile.
Right.
No one's gonna read it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I'm guilty of this, right? I don't do I don't do any of that.
You don't read.
I don't really. I mean, like, it's hard to find the time to do it, you know. And it's
I
not.
get you.
It's
Yeah.
not that like I dislike it or I don't have the wherewithal to do it because I know a lot of people don't.
Yeah, you're like a lot of people.
Yeah.
I still like to read, but I'm the rare one. I like to read more than I like to watch screens, so I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch TV or movies. I'll read books, but that's kind of rare.
Right. Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a beauty to that, though. You know.
I know. Oh, I trust me. I know. But not most people don't appreciate it. Dude, I have a feel good story. You want to hear a feel good story?
Hell yeah, I do.
One perk to living in the Midwest. This weekend, I was getting gas at the local gas station called Quick Trip out here.
And that's kind of a sleazy name. I like it.
Yeah, Quick Trip. Quick Trip's like, we love Quick Trip out here. It's like the gas station. Anyways, I was getting gas there, and I was pumping gas, and I put my wallet on top of the car, and then I was just like distracted or something because my mom was in the car. So I drove off with the wallet on top of the car, and then an hour later, I realized I didn't have my wallet, and I had left it. It had driven off. With it on the car at the gas station, so I was like pretty upset because it could be anywhere.
Right.
But I also knew that it must have fallen. I drive pretty fast and crazy, so it probably flew off the roof like right after I started the car because I probably like peeled out of the gas station, you know. So it's like flew off the roof immediately. And so I was like, it's got to be around the gas station. I'm not going to cancel any of my credit cards. I'm just going to trust that somebody will return it. Somebody will get it back to me.
Right.
So I was monitoring my accounts and stuff, but I didn't cancel any cards. And then sure enough, the next day, it wasn't until the next day, but the very next day, I got a message on Facebook from some person who took the time to look me up on Facebook after finding my license, my ID in the wallet, and messaged me and said, I have your wallet. And Dude. he also took the time to leave a note on my door because he found my address on my ID. So he drove to my house, put a note on the door, and then also messaged me on Facebook and said, I got your wallet. It was like he took all this effort.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then he drove. I offered to go meet him, but he instead came to the house and dropped it off, with everything inside intact. Money, cards, ID, everything.
Dude, that is so you don't that doesn't happen in the United States.
Well, especially in the bubble you've grown up in LA.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, if you're not a dirtbag, the people are like, what are you doing?
When I was in LA, when I was in LA, first of all, that would never have happened. I was in LA, I got mugged, I was robbed. I've been, I've had my phone stolen.
In LA? You never told me about that.
I think I did. When that time, me and my girl Chloe were walking to a club in Hollywood at night, and some dude ran up to us and snatched her purse, and he slammed into us and ripped her purse off her shoulder.
I don't recall. I don't recall the story.
That?
No.
Oh, dude, craziest story ever. We were walking to a club. We were like early 20s, walking to a club at night in high heels, so you can't run in high heels or anything like that.
Right.
We were walking on the back streets behind the clubs, like Selma, that one street, Selma and Schrader, where they go right behind Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay. Oh yeah. I have a decent idea. So this is in Boys Town, which is, I would imagine.
No, not WeHo, Hollywood.
Hollywood. Okay.
Dirty ass Hollywood. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're walking along, and it was late at night, so it was all dark and quiet. I was watching my back like I always do. I'm always looking around to make sure no one's following us and stuff like that.
Right.
But this dude was hiding in between two parked cars. So I thought there was nobody behind us because I'm watching my back.
Yeah.
This dude was crouched down in between two parked cars. We go past him, didn't see him and everything. He shoots out from between the cars. I hear pounding footsteps coming up behind us, so I whirl around just in time to see this dude, is a black dude. He slams into Chloe. She was holding her purse on her shoulder, holding onto it too. Yeah. Ripped it off her arm and shoulder so violently that she got a cut. It was bleeding, and then took off. Just is pounding away from us with her purse. And she's like, "What the fuck?" And I was shocked. I started to try to half-heartedly run after him, but I had heels on. There was no way.
Right. And you shouldn't be doing that anyways.
Yeah, I know. I guess not. But
I know.
Right. And if I had sneakers on, fuck it, I'm running after him. I'm gonna tackle him. But I couldn't get him, so.
Right. But
yeah, I was like, fuck. I was like, holy shit, everything's in your purse, because I had my car keys in her purse, because we put all of our stuff in her purse. So my car keys were in there, her car keys were in there, money, everything. And she screamed, and then Tarek, it was crazy. It's it was a miracle. Out of the blue, a guy across the street who was just walking on the opposite side of the street sees what happened and takes off running after the guy. He doesn't even know us. Just he's a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Just took off running after the thug and giving chase just to to like, out of the decency.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, that's
just
that's
starts
awesome.
running after the guy and chasing him. And then this dude who's chasing the thug who was walking with his girlfriend. The girlfriend comes over to us and starts like trying to comfort us and reassure us, and is like, "What's going?" I forgot what she said now, but you just talking to us to reassure us.
Right.
Meanwhile, her boyfriend's chasing the thug for us, like just to help a total stranger helping us out. And then at the same moment, a motorcycle cop happens to pull up down the street. So. Yeah, this like big old middle-aged white dude cop on a motorcycle is just idly, going by and sees that obviously something's happening. So he stops and says, "What's going on?" And we told him like, some guy just robbed us. He stole our purse, and her boyfriend's chasing him and all this stuff. So the motorcycle cop just takes off on his bike and starts following the whole thing.
Oh my god!
And he's like calling for backup and stuff. So then, backup arrives pretty quickly in a car, and the cop in the car starts talking to us. He notices Chloe's bleeding. He's like helping out. He asks what valuables were in the purse. She says both of our car keys and my grandmother's ring, because earlier that day Chloe had a photo shoot because she was a model. And she had used her grandmother's ring for this photo shoot.
Okay.
Turns out her grandmother's ring was worth like $20,000.
No way. So
like
that guy,
heirloom.
Yeah. Oh my god. So that, I would imagine that would increase the charges, right? Like,
exactly. So she says that she has this heirloom ring in her purse that's worth several grand. I forgot how much. And so immediately the guy's theft becomes like a felony,
Oh my god, dude. This is like the reverse card for "We Live in a Society."
So then we're standing there on the street corner being interviewed by the cop. The cop who was on the motorcycle then radios the dude who's with us and says, "Yo, we cornered him." So what happened was the boyfriend was chasing the thug. The thug got to a fence, tried to jump the fence, but he couldn't jump the fence with the purse. So he threw the purse, tries to jump the fence. It held him out, it slowed him down enough that the motorcycle cop caught up to the two of them, the boyfriend and the thug.
Right.
The motorcycle cop, the thug got over the fence and kept running or whatever for a little bit, but they got the chopper on him. Like, I don't know how. Obviously, it was a slow night in Hollywood because they even got the chopper to come fly around and shine the light and everything, just for two girls who lost their purse. Like, we're not even that big a deal,
right?
But even got the chopper to come by and shine the light down and everything. And I guess they saw him hiding in some yard, so they arrested him. And then we were then taken into the car and driven to the point where he was being arrested, so we could identify that was the guy who robbed us. And then they had to find the purse wherever he threw it, and they eventually found the purse as well. Everything was intact. We got all of our stuff back. We then were driven to the spot where they apprehended the dude. We identified that, yes, that was the guy that stole our stuff. He was then arrested. He was charged with a bunch of, a higher theft than you would expect because of the ring that was in the purse.
Right.
And we were told that we need to come testify in court when he goes to court, and that the cops will escort us to court. And the same cops said, "We'll come and get you and take you to court to testify against him," whenever that happens. So then, after all that, it was still, but we were walking to the club at like 10 p.m. But after all this happened, it was like 11:30, and the club was still open. So we went to the club.
Oh, that's an action-packed night.
Yeah, so we went to the club after all, because Chloe really wanted to go and see her boyfriend at the time was working at the club, so we still wanted to get to the club. Right. So we go to the club, we see her boyfriend, we're all like, haggard and beaten up, like arms,
you have no idea what we've been through.
Yeah, but we made it to the club and we partied for the rest of the night after all that, and we got all of our stuff back. Purse was recovered. The guy was taken to jail, and we did in fact go testify against him. In fact, the cops did pick us up. They arrived to escort us to the courthouse.
Oh, wow.
This is like months later, to testify against him.
Yeah.
Apparently his whole family was in the courtroom, and they stacked the court to like intimidate the witnesses,
No way.
So, yep. So I was not in the courtroom. I went there as well, but Chloe was the one that had to testify. So she went into the courtroom, and apparently his whole ghetto family was in the stands, like mean mugging her and stuff like that to intimidate her. But she testified against him. He was then given a pretty strong sentence, like I forgot what it was, but he had some prison time and times. No, not for that. You know how California is. They're not going to jail it long.
Right. Well, I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad back then. I feel than it is.
This was like
now.
2010.
Yeah. It was still like it wasn't exactly lawless at the time.
Right. Yeah, but he didn't go away that long. But he got a hefty sentence or whatever. Hit with a bunch of fines and some prison time. And then after all that, we left the courtroom, and those 2 cops that had driven us there to the court were the same cops that helped us that night. They then took us out for drinks.
Oh, did they?
Yes, we were in downtown LA at the courthouse, and they took us to like Trader Vic's or one of those downtown spots. And Chloe was underage at the time, and they knew that because they'd seen her ID, and they still bought her alcohol.
That is amazing, dude. Cops can be so cool sometimes, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, cool or sleazy, because honestly, it was like they wouldn't have done that if we weren't 2 hot young girls. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking that too, but at the same time, like,
it's not really cool when you know that you're getting special treatment because you're a hot, like, young white chick. Like, it makes me feel kind of sleazy because it's like, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that at all for anybody that wasn't like us.
Hot,
So it's like,
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, and so they were kind of like hitting on us and stuff like that.
Okay,
and,
no, fuck them then. That is gross.
Yeah, they were. So we're at Trader Vic's. They bought us. I think it was mimosas. I think we both had mimosas. And we got drinks with some cops, and then they drove us back home. And then sometime after that, one of the cops would still text me now and then to see if I wanted to meet up. And I was like,
really?
Yeah, the younger one. He would occasionally text me, but not overly much, but to see if I wanted to meet up, and he got the message I wasn't interested. But
got it. It must be. I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like it would be kind of intimidating to turn a cop down like that. You know,
not at all.
Not at all.
I wasn't intimidated. I never liked cops that much, so I was like,
right. Yeah,
but I was grateful. I was grateful they helped us that night. It was amazing that everything fell into place. Like that Good Samaritan that chased the thug for us, and then the cops were right there when they needed them.
Right.
The dude who was the Good Samaritan turned out to be a raver as well as she and I were.
No way. So, did you guys invite him backstage?
No, not that night, because he was not going to the club. He was out flyering. He was one of the dudes putting flyers on cars.
Oh. Damn, dude! I didn't know those people had that kind of gumption going on for them.
Yeah, man, he was just an awesome dude, and he and his girl were really nice. So we thanked him profusely for helping us out, because if it weren't for him chasing the thug to keep eyes on him, the cop wouldn't have known where to go. So like the nice dude was able to chase the thug enough to keep eyes on where he was going, so then the cop could he could direct the cop where the guy went. So we were really grateful to him. So we stayed in touch with him, and at some point, I think Chloe tried to pay him back by hooking him up with like a ticket to a concert, because she used to always get those hookups and stuff.
Right.
So I remember talking about doing that, and I believe she did, where she hooked him up with some kind of free ticket to some EDM show to thank him. But yeah, good guy.
Dude, hey, I think all works out in the end.
Yeah, and he and that girl got married eventually. That nice girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was friends with them on Facebook for a long time, and they got married, so it was cute.
It's funny. I feel like Facebook is the social media platform where you keep in touch with people that you normally wouldn't keep in touch with, or like I'm still Facebook friends with this one dude that I met in jail when I was there for a DUI. Dude, I went to jail and I made friends.
Dude, that's awesome. That's what you do in jail, though. That's why jail doesn't work, because you make friends with other criminals.
With other criminals, yeah. Well, I mean, like it wasn't prison, like. Yeah, I know, yeah. But yeah, it was still conceptually it was hilarious,
Yes, that's hilarious that and that's so Facebook. Like Facebook, you just have these connections that you met like one time and you stay friends for like 10 years.
Yeah, exactly, or a lifetime at this point. We don't know because Facebook has only been around for what, like 20 years now, something like that. Oh my god, dude.
Let's see, it started in 2006, I believe.
Okay.
So
like 18 years.
Yeah, almost 20 years.
Oh my god, dude, that's insane. Dude, like, it's so weird to say that college was almost 20 years ago for me.
No, wait a second. Facebook was 2005 or 4. So,
was it?
It's been over 20 years.
Oh my god, dude.
Would you say it was so weird to say what?
It's so weird to say that, like, college was almost 20 years ago for me.
Yeah, I know.
Like in a lot of ways, like the memories I have
My like
of
20
it.
year my
Huh?
20-year high school reunion, my reunion is coming up.
Oh my god, how does that make you feel?
Old as fuck. I never thought that time would come.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
20-year reunion seems so old when you were in high school. Like, oh, a 20-year reunion.
yeah.
And then here we are.
Then like you go back
Almost to that
and
point.
everybody's like fucking fat.
Yeah,
Everybody's
and there's
fat
no
or
point.
giving up on life. Like
Yeah, and there's no need for a reunion because everyone knows what we're doing because of Facebook.
right. That's a really good point. I mean, like at the same time, like I like networking, right? And sometimes
Yeah.
you have no idea what people have been doing in the purview, you know.
Sure, it's good to meet up and actually talk and catch up. But the
Right.
thing is, when you come from small town Wisconsin, when you went to high school in small town Wisconsin, like I did, you don't need to have a reunion because everyone's at the same bar every weekend, so you see the people all the time.
Oh, right. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Like
Yeah.
we all see, like if I still lived in that town,
Right.
everyone just goes to the same bars, so you see those people all the time. You know what they're doing.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean that kind of takes away from the whole romance of a high school reunion too. Like
Exactly.
it's almost
There's
like
no reason for it.
you in order to like properly have like a rebirth or like a evolution of of the way that people perceive you, you need to completely isolate from them at some point or another, right?
Yeah,
It's
of course, exactly.
yeah, that's such a peculiar concept to me. Yeah, like dude, I remember I mean like you know me. I'm not like if you know me like, personally or like on a somewhat regular basis, you know that I have my political views, but I'm not exactly like, loud about it, right? Like
Sure.
I'll maintain my positions, but like I don't go around like saying, Trump 2024, and all that fucking bullshit, right?
You're not out there, yeah, really waving the flag.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's a beauty to people that do that, but that's not me. But, like I'll drop hints every now and then, things of that sort, right? So, like I had people unfriend me on Facebook because I would use the word cuck jokingly. And then when they saw me at the reunion, they're like, "Wait a minute, he's not as bad as I thought he was. He's not a racist." Well, they were wrong about that. But like
yeah. Cuck's not racist. It's not even a bad word. It's just a thing. It's
well,
just a thing that
yeah, but
exists.
like, I mean, let's be honest, like there was like a lot of Trump supporters would refer to, liberals as cucks, due to their positions on like immigration and stuff like that. And,
and
like
their lack of testosterone.
Yeah, exactly. So like I understand that, but like, dude, first off, cuck is a funny word. All right. Let's not lie to ourselves. The word is in itself is hilarious. Just the way it sounds, right?
Yes.
Second of all, if you don't understand that I'm using it in a satirical way, then you're part of the problem. You're the reason why nobody wants to hang out with you.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Well,
like
it shows you don't have you're not that intelligent, and you don't have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of liberals. They don't have a good sense of humor.
But like, here's the thing, dude. These are the people running Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, that same girl. Like, after that whole ordeal, she
it was a girl that unfriended you, of course.
Yeah. She's actually fairly powerful in Hollywood, right?
Ew. Yeah.
And when I saw her,
she's making decisions about what's put out.
Yeah, exactly. And when I saw her, a year or two ago, she was talking about how she's experimenting with polyamory, right? And as soon as I hear that, like my mouth clamps down on my tongue so hard that you could see it just bleeding through my mouth, right?
Yeah.
And like I just wanted to tell her, but she's not gonna listen to me because in her head, like I'm some crazy like right wing nut job, right?
Yeah.
I want to tell her, listen, no one. I know a lot of people from a bunch of different walks of life. Never once in my life have I witnessed a happy polyamorous couple. On the surface, it may seem like, oh yeah, we're doing all right, you know, but
Or free or liberated, yeah.
yeah, but no, it's always a shit show, always. Yeah, like, but she was just going on about like,
I know a few polyamorous couples. I can't say that I know them well enough to know if they're a shit show, but I will say that they often seem happy on the surface, and they really, talk up
how great it is.
Yeah, exactly. But so I don't know behind the scenes if it's not the case,
Dude.
But I will say that they were all drug addicts, and they were all crazy.
Okay,
Like
well,
every polyamorous couple I know, like they were like Burning Man drug addicts, like type.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Well, I mean, like, here's the thing. Inevitably, right? There is got to be some component of manipulation taking place within something like that. And not just that. Hold on. Not just that. Like, to have that sort of like conversation, like people inevitably get jealous. They get attached. You know, I mean, that's the thing with sex, right? Like, you know, your bodies unite, your souls unite. You know, your souls, they either intertwine or entangle, and you know, like, and if you don't play it right, things get really messy.
It tends to create attachment just by virtue of the act itself. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, imagine that with, I mean, like, with one person, it gets complicated enough. Imagine that with, like, 4 other people, right? Can you imagine, like, the sort of, like, just esoteric metaphysical entanglement that takes place with something like that? Like,
I mean, that's going pretty deep with it. I can't even imagine it just from a practical level. It's just too much.
Right.
Like, I don't even really I'm not even a relationship type person. I think relationships are exhausting and a lot of work, and I'm not really
a huge fan of relationships in general. Like,
Uh-huh.
I think they can be worthwhile, but I'm not a relationship type person. I like
Right.
to just be independent and single because it's a lot easier.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I can't imagine being in multiple relationships at the same time. It sounds so exhausting, so much work, and just like just be single. Like, I don't get it.
Think about all the needs that you need to meet, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And like, one person is inevitably
people.
going to get jealous. One person is inevitably going to feel as though that you're not giving them enough time, or
Not satisfied. Yep.
Or partner
Yep.
C is not giving partner D enough time while you're sucking partner D's D. It's just like, it's too much. Like, I don't know why anybody would ever consider, like, you know, or I don't know, man. Like
just be single and hook up with a lot of people if that's what you want to do. But
just become a prostitute. Just become a
easier
prostitute.
Yeah, like I don't. If you want to hook up with a lot of people, be single. It's fine. But like being in multiple relationships at the same time just sounds like so much work. I don't know,
dude. It sounds freaking miserable. But like,
yeah,
I tried telling her or insinuating it to her, you know, in the nicest way possible, but thankfully it flew over her head because I did not want to just, you know, it was a kid's birthday party, you know. I'm not gonna
not the time. Well, hold on, hold that thought for 1 second. Okay, I'm back.
Dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine going to a kid's birthday party and then bringing up your polyamorous relationship?
No, but I'm trying to imagine, so I want to know what you told her. Like, what did you say?
I was just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, I tried telling her, like, well, think about how many needs that you need to meet and all that sort of shit. Yeah. There was not much I can do other than listen. But I was just thinking to myself right now, if I had kids, right, and someone brought up, and they were having a birthday party, and I invited all my old friends, and one of my friends started bringing up their stupid polyamorous relationship, I would tell them to leave.
Why do you even go to a kid? Why are you even at a kid's birthday party?
Well, because old friends are growing up and they're having kids, and those kids have birthdays, and I mean, must be kind of boring, or maybe even overwhelming to just only have kids at a kid's birthday party, and sure they want to network and do all that sort of stuff, so yeah. But like, dude, like I don't want that sort of atmosphere for my kids. Like it's gross. B, it's like, dude, like fucking leave your sexual deviancy at the door. Have some decency when it comes to the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
she's grooming.
Right. Ugh. Like, ugh.
She's there all telling the kids, you can have 2 daddies and 2 mommies, and it's okay.
Yeah. And it's okay. They all love each other the same. Everything is just fine in my fantasy world.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Do you guys like fantasy worlds too?
It's ironic that she was mad at you for like using the word cuck.
Right. Oh my god. I didn't even put that together in my head.
She's literally in a relationship where people are getting cucked.
Well, she was getting cucked.
Well, I guess, yeah. Everyone gets cucked in polyamory. You can basically watch someone.
Yeah.
You're dating.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Maybe that's why she.
That's why she got mad.
That's why she got mad.
It hit too close to home.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that is so ridiculous. Like, I gotta shake that off. Yeah, dude, like, and the way she was like describing it too, like, I think it was the dude she was dating that suggested that they start like a polyamorous relationship, and I was like, oh my god. It's like either way to go, dude, or like you're fucking disgusting.
Right.
But even if it's like way to go, dude, like just tell them that you're cheating on them. If you've got enough bravado and you can pull it off, it actually kind of works if you're just upfront about it. They'll be mad at first, but they'll eventually come around. But
instead of trying to make it like some spiritual hippie,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, thing.
Just be honest.
Yeah.
Just be honest. I mean, like, yeah, you have to kind of be like what they would. I mean, what a lot of goobers call like, a high value man or whatever. But at the same time, like, if you can get to that level, you can have multiple sexual partners without having like something terrible weighing on your conscience. Or without being just like a sleazy, manipulative little cuck. Or, And you know what the funny thing is that it's always the man that suggests having a polyamorous relationship. But what I've kind of noticed.
Not at all, dude.
Really? Oh, okay. This is just.
Yeah, dude. A lot of times girls suggest it.
Okay. Well, then.
And it's easier. And then that's when it's kind of fucked because girls have a lot more availability and opportunity to sleep around because they can just get whoever they want. Like,
right.
no
That
matter,
is a
like,
good point. That is a good point.
a girl can walk into a bar and just sleep with whoever, pretty much be like, "Hey, who wants to fuck me?" And somebody will.
Right. Okay.
So girls will suggest that, and then the guy will agree to it, but then he can't get anybody because he's a dude. And it's a lot harder.
Right.
And the girl will be out sleeping with everybody, and it's like unfair for the guy. So no,
Well,
trust me, I've heard of girls suggesting it a lot.
Okay. Well, I'm just from like, I guess. Okay. I think, and you could correct me if I'm wrong if you have different sort of experience, but I think when it comes to like the higher echelons of society, like, you know, like in tech and stuff like that, it's usually like, you know, the men that do it, right? And they're the ones that suggest it. But when we're talking about like, you know, I guess like club scenes and stuff like that, where, you know, I guess the disparity of wealth and resources is kind of limited. I can see how. Well, I mean, it makes so much sense in the club because, I mean, not to sound like condescending or anything like that, but I mean, you have to think about what club goers value. They value beauty, generally speaking, right? They value, I guess, like popularity. That's what gives you value, right? You know, who you know and all that sort of stuff. And generally speaking, over there, it's the women. But in the higher echelons of society, generally speaking, the top earners are men. So therefore, they're the ones that are able to dictate the rules and say whatever they want.
That makes a lot of sense. Yep.
But what I've also noticed is that when the men do make the suggestion, you know, when they're laying down the ground rules, call it, it's always, I can sleep with other women, but you can't sleep with other men. You can only be with other chicks.
Right.
Which is kind of like, way to go, dude. Like,
I know. He's achieved like the ultimate as far as biology goes. He's killing it.
Well, like,
biologically, you want to like we're wired to mate guard. Like men will mate guard. That's a biological term,
right?
To protect the female from being copulating with other males,
right? Right.
The males can do all they want.
Right. But like, I'm thinking to myself, like, they're just like genetically engineering the scenario for threesomes, essentially. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they can achieve that, they're killing it. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. I just find it so like it's obnoxious, dude. You know, and in order for like, you know, these things to like truly work out, relationships to truly work out, you have to like find some sort of like compromise on your values, or one has to acquiesce to the other's, you know, values that they're espousing, right? Can you imagine? And that's hard enough with one person itself, like as we were saying earlier, but like doing that with a lot of other people with like so many different sort of backgrounds and like traumas and different experiences. God.
And we, as humans, we all have such varied and disparate values and like value systems and beliefs. It's hard to imagine melding. It's hard enough to meld two people's values and beliefs together, let alone 3 or 4.
Right. It's almost like we were not biologically created to interact with each other in that way.
You don't say.
You know, it's weird, dude. Like, you know, I mean, like a lot of people say romance is dead, you know, and it's because of shit like that, you know, like I feel as though that in a lot of ways, romance is essentially us living up, and this is like kind of woo woo, but it's living up to, I guess, God's idea of what he has for humanity, right? And our aspirations for ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you deviate from like, you know, one person and one person, you know, and you open it up to like 3 people and 4, like, oh my gosh, I'm having so much sex, you know, like with complete strangers that don't care about me, you know, like I'm getting all this energy into my system, you know, it's just like it slowly starts eroding, you know, I guess like the beauty of, we'll call it matrimony or, you know, just getting to know somebody and making their lives better, just because the focus isn't essentially on making each other's lives better. In fact, fairly often it's predicated on making their lives worse for some weird sort of gain, right? Be it ego, financial, or just, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, kind of like getting the upper hand as far as a power dynamic goes, or just sexual gratification, right?
Yes, and self-serving.
Yeah,
behavior, I guess.
yeah, exactly. That's essentially what I was trying to say, right?
Yeah.
And like it takes away from, like, you know, I guess the beauty of not just like, and it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship, just like friendships in general, like, I don't know. And then on top of that, like, it takes away from the intimacy and the sacred act of sex in itself. I don't know, it's just like the whole thing, just like, it's so icky. Like, I hate using the word satanic, right? Because I feel like it's overused. Anything that's got like some sort of edge going on for it, right? Yeah. It's labeled satanic in this day and age. But it's in essence, like, what people call satanic is a perversion, at least in my opinion, to what God wanted for us. And the fact of the matter is that not everybody's going to believe in God. So that kind of takes away that whole sort of, I guess, guardrails for society as a whole. I don't know, dude. Like, the more and more, I'm not a Christian, the more and more I think about it, right? The more and more I'm starting to realize that, like, dude, like, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to live in a libertarian society where, you know, I don't like to impose my rules on other people, I've come to the conclusion that a godless society, you know, is essentially not. I'd rather live in a conservative society that factors God into things than, I guess, a libertarian society is where I'm at right now. I guess I'm denouncing my libertarianism right now, I think.
Yeah, that is a bold statement.
Yeah.
But I can't disagree with you. I mean, like, you know, I'm pretty libertarian also, but like, there's no lies in what you said. Like, it's kind of
like, society needs guardrails, and unfortunately not everybody's going to be like you and I, where, you know, even if they aren't religious, you know, you could be spiritual, they still have not just a moral compass, but a sense of, like, I guess, a higher purpose for this life, right?
Right.
And libertarianism, I guess, kind of like goes off that naivete of the idea that, like, no, everybody is just as intelligent as I am. Not everybody needs guardrails. Most people don't need guardrails. Right. When in reality, I'd say 98% of society needs the guardrails.
Yeah.
You know?
It assumes that we can be left to our own devices and function in a mature and productive way, but that's not the case with a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You might be right, man. I mean, that's why I moved away from anarchism. I used to believe I was an anarchist back in the day, and I read books on anarchy, and I thought I was all about it and everything. And then I left that behind because I realized we can't be anarchic because people are so stupid. They can't, like, fend for themselves, and it'd just be okay. No, we can't. We're not, like, advanced enough to be without government.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I left that behind, and now you're kind of saying even libertarianism is too liberal for people to.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, and it sucks because our country was founded off libertarianism, right? Like, that was what it was before it was conservatism, before it was liberalism, before any of that, right? Yeah. But as society has kind of, like, progressed or regressed in a lot of ways, and everybody's become more connected, we're able to see, like, the downsides of all of this stuff now, you know? And the thing is, that's really unfortunate is, like, dude, I don't want to live in a Christian society, you know? I don't want the things that I love to be banned, you know? But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't want kids growing up without any sort of semblance or notions of what romance truly is and how beautiful it can be when you live up to a particular ideal, you know?
Yeah, that's a deep point.
When you live up to a higher frequency, you know?
Yeah, because we're really seeing this the consequences or evidence right now of the spiritual degradation of society.
Yeah.
And like you said, satanic is overused, but it seems like there's a satanic influence in society that is just degrading everyone spiritually,
Right.
or just removing spirituality and purity. You're removing purity from the world.
Yes.
And
yes. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. So I have to agree with you on that.
And then, you know what that does? It opens up the doors for corporate slop, right? That has no semblance of morals, idealism, purity for that matter. They just want what's hot, right? And it doesn't matter if it completely destroys the youth, right? Now, like, you know, I mean, listen to me. I sound like a pastor or someone trying to give a sermon without following Christianity. Do you like why has society done this to me? Why have you made me like this?
You used to be a bad boy, and now here you are preaching like Christianity and morals and shit. What happened to you?
You know,
no, it's crazy. Like you're right. Like these days, being a bad boy or a rebel is like going the other direction completely.
Right.
Rebelling against this excessive materialism and selfishness and consumerism.
Right. Where as in before, I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was almost like, you know, being a rebel was about, I don't even know anymore, dude. I don't know. What would you say being a rebel is now compared to what it was back then?
Oh, dude, now being a rebel is just like finding one person, a solid partner who, you know, will stand by your side no matter what.
Right.
And then raising children with them and
right.
teaching those children to be self-sufficient,
right.
resist the government, grow their own food, think for themselves.
right.
Like that's rebellion now.
That is so crazy. So basically, being Amish is the equivalent to being a bad boy now.
I guess so, yeah. Jebediah is the ultimate rogue.
I'm Jeb Maxing now, as the Zoomers would probably call it.
Yeah, man, that seems to be the real rebellion now.
That's so weird, dude.
Just being self-sufficient and raising a brood of strong, independent children, and with one partner, you know.
Yeah, and being happy with that, right?
Yeah, and being off the grid, not partaking in processed foods or you know, sucking on the government teat, basically.
Right. But like the unfortunate thing about that is that like, I mean, like with subcultures and all that sort of stuff, being a rebel, like it was associated with that sort of stuff, right? Yeah. There's no like you don't look cool anymore doing like with this new sort of rebel. You know, there's no like stylish archetype to follow.
Aesthetic style, yeah, I know.
You know,
there's no leather jackets and smoking on street corners.
Yeah, exactly. With
a mohawk. I suppose you could have a mohawk and leather jacket and still raise a family off the grid, but yeah.
Right. Well, like I don't know, man. It's just so it's
they ruined rebels, man.
How did they do that? How do you do that? How do you destroy an archetype? How do you destroy an archetype? Yeah. These are things that are supposed to be like forever. You know, you can't kill an idea. You can kill a person, but you can't kill an idea. How did they kill the rebel archetype?
I don't know how. I don't even know. But I know it's happening because, like, even like rock stars who we used to think of as rebels and bad boys are now complete, you know, tools for the government.
Government cucks.
Rage Against the Machine turning into raging for the machine.
Right, but dude, I mean, to be fair, they've always been communists. You know, we just like
they didn't follow that. Yeah, they just followed they just went further left.
Yeah, exactly. Like but I mean, like their politics served their purpose for the time. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but like when I told you I was gonna go see Ministry, and you were like, Al Jorgensen's a cuck now, and I was like, really? And I was all disappointed.
Right. I'm trying to think of an analogy for video killed the radio star, right? But yeah, but you get the point I'm trying to make, right? Where it's kind of like mass broadcasting essentially killed the rebel, you know, or overexposure, you know. Like, dude, I know, like, people have talked about this before and stuff like that, right? But back in the day, your favorite rock stars, like even Axl Rose, is kind of like lost his marbles when it comes to all this sort of stuff. But like,
I can't even. I don't even want to see him live anymore.
Oh, really? Honestly, like, his performances.
You know, I've always loved.
Yeah. But even with Slash back in the band, huh?
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to see. I've always loved GNR, one of my favorite bands of all time.
Right.
But I refuse to see them in the state they are in now. It just would kind of ruin it for me.
Right.
Even honestly, with Slash back, because Axl was always my favorite, more than Slash. Anyway, I love Axl.
Same.
He's the ultimate rock star for me. So I don't want to see this sweaty, like fat man huffing and puffing across the stage. Like, it's just not.
Right. No, I get it.
Kill the image of Axl that I always had of him, like this skinny serpentine guy who was like ethereal, like not, you know, like more than human. Like, he wasn't even human. He was like so, but now he's just a fucking fat human. Like, I don't know. It's
you know, the point I was about to make was back in the day, like we celebrities were deified, right? Like, if they had if you had your favorite rock star and, like, you know, you wanted to know more about them, you had to wait till, like, they were featured in you know, some sort of magazine, right? And then they did this whole expose and they asked the right questions, and, you know, they generally had this sort of like mystique about them where it's like, oh, dude, I want to know more about this guy, right? And then Twitter came along. And then you realized how retarded everybody is when they don't have, like, smart questions asked to them, you know, or they don't have somebody, a journalist, framing their questions properly, you know?
Oh yeah, we got way too much of a window into the actual reality of our favorite stars.
Yeah,
and found it to be disappointing,
dude. It's so sad. Like, Axl Rose with a voice like that, he's supposed to be untamable, you know? He's supposed to be like the smartest guy ever when it comes to every single topic, right?
That's an exaggeration, but sure,
yeah, but like but that's not the case anymore, because, you know, like, he'll just go off on ramble off some stupid shit. You know, I'm sure he's still incredibly intelligent when it comes to a lot of different topics and stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, back in the day when a celebrity said something, generally speaking, if you respected them and you loved their work, you wouldn't question it, you know?
Right.
Now it's kind of like when a celebrity opens up their mouth, I anticipate something stupid, you know?
Yeah. I've started to really that one of my favorite rock stars, though, from that era that I do really love and hasn't totally ruined it yet, like hasn't embarrassed himself, is Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. I really like really I follow him. He doesn't say anything that cringe. He's pretty smart.
When, I mean, like, around 2016 on, I mean, at least on his Instagrams, I was my eyes rolled a few times with what he had to say.
How do you remember 2016? What he said?
I just have a stupid memory like that.
Oh.
You know. But yeah, he was basically on the sort of like Trump is Hitler wave.
Oh, really? Well, he may have come to allow him a little grace. He may have come around, like some people have, because he posts things that are like a little bit conservative now almost.
Oh, really? Like,
he doesn't outwardly talk about politics, but he seems to side with, like, self-sufficiency. He definitely lives off the grid. He, like, doesn't go in this. He's not in cities. He's always, like, out in the wild. I think they have a house in, like, Wyoming or somewhere.
Okay.
And he posts things that are, like, subtly seeming to espouse conservative values. So he may have, like, come around.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. Well, I mean, he recently had a daughter, and I guess, like, when you have, like, young impressionable kids and they're hearing, like, all this crazy garbage, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, Nikki Sixx he's always been incredibly intelligent. you know.
Yeah, he was always the brains behind Motley Crue.
Yeah. So like, I'll give him some grace. I'll you know, you're good in my book again, Nikki. But
if it
then
was 2016, dude, like a lot of people hated Trump at first because he was such a shock to the scene. You know?
Right.
It's been eight years since then, though. People are starting to realize that he's behind that shocking facade. He's things
competent.
He said make sense.
Yeah. Well, you know, like, okay, so I agree with you, but then also you have to consider, right? You would think real recognize real, because back in the day, Motley Crue was the most shocking thing of all time, right? And Nikki Sixx knew this, you know, and it just kind of baffles me that he wouldn't give Trump the same sort of grace that I guess he gave Motley Crue. But I guess at the same time, politics is more serious than, you know, music and stuff like that. Actually, you know what?
Also, at the time, in 2016, he was probably still living in Hollywood, surrounded by all his Hollywood friends.
Right.
And so getting influence for them.
Right.
Since then, he's like distanced himself from that, though.
Right. I know Tommy Lee went full retard, but, you know, he's always kind of been
did,
retarded.
Unfortunately.
I love him, but he's always been retarded.
I love him, but he's a retard.
Yeah. You know. But yeah, like I don't know, like it's funny what having I mean, like, he's had kids before, but like I guess like what having a kid in this new generation is kind of like, and I think that's like a big issue, is that like people are scared to have children, you know, so therefore in a lot of ways they're kind of complacent. They don't have skin in the game. So therefore, they can like just go along with all these sort of politics because they don't have to worry about like eventually feeding, like, you know, a few mouths.
The next generation and what their kids are learning and stuff.
Not just what they're learning, but like creating an environment where they can still thrive. You know?
Oh, right.
Where like, you know, food, it doesn't cost like $3 trillion for one tomato. You know?
Right. There's that, but I was thinking about what they're learning, because a lot of these liberals out there screaming that we need to include like trans and LGBT lessons in schools do not have kids. A lot of those people
they're childless. Yeah,
so they're mad because they're upset because parents are mad because parents' rights to educate their child about that in their own way are being taken away. So liberals are all mad, but it's like, you don't even have kids. You don't know what it's like to have kids and have them go to school and have the teachers teach them these things from their perspective. Like,
you don't know what it's like to have skin in the game, you know, like it changes everything, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, granted, I don't have kids, but like, I feel as though that I do have the insight for that. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I lived it myself as a kid because my parents were the type that, refused to have us indoctrinated by the school.
Right. Well, I mean, like,
we were pulled out of sex ed my entire childhood. Yeah, we were always excused from it. They didn't want us to be in it. They were very insistent that they would educate us their own way, and the schools weren't going to be responsible for us learning that stuff.
Honestly, I think that's really cool. That's fucking based.
In hindsight, it is now. At the time, it was very embarrassing as a kid.
Because like, oh, she doesn't know about sex, you know.
Well, yeah, like every time we had sex ed, it was like the teachers would be like, "Everyone, go upstairs to the whatever, certain room," and it was like, except Jessica Fields. Jessica, you're going to go to the principal's office. Okay, so
you're gonna go to the principal's office for your own sex ed.
Well, I had to go like sit in a separate room by myself with like the principal or some other teacher or whatever it was.
Right.
Like apart from all my classmates. It was super awkward.
Dude, I can only imagine. Like, did you feel as though that like you were kind of like I guess behind the curve when it came to all that sort of stuff as far as education goes?
Yeah, I had to get a lot of info from my best friend. Luckily, I had a best friend.
Right.
And I would just ask her questions, and she would tell me all this stuff, and like I kind of got educated that way.
Okay.
So yeah. But to their credit, my parents did talk to us about stuff. They did try to talk to us in their own way.
Right. Right. But they're not going to talk about like butt stuff, you know.
No, because my mom, tried to incorporate like a spiritual perspective.
Right. That dude, I mean, the fact that your mom had that sort of foresight is pretty cool.
Yeah, and she did a good job, or she did her best. The problem was my dad dropped the ball because my dad was supposed to give the talk to my brothers, and my mom was supposed to talk to me. But my dad never really did. He just like put it off and was busy and stuff. And I guess from what I hear, he didn't really come through in that way.
Oh, so they just
my
learned
brothers
through pornography.
My brothers resented that. Yeah, I don't know about that, but they like asked, you know, they kind of felt like they were behind and they had to like learn the way. So,
well, no parents are perfect, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But they were trying to do it their own way and not let the schools dictate that.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I don't. Even like from a surface sort of perspective, you never know who your teacher is behind closed doors, right?
Right. Like, who is this person that you're trusting to teach sexual stuff to your kids?
Right. That concept alone is enough to make me say, yeah, sorry, like, you're not going to teach my kids about sex. Like, I remember,
right, and now we're hearing all these things about coming out about teachers that they're freaks, like, just,
right? Oh, dude, on TikTok when when the only thing that they talk about is their sexuality, it's like,
yeah, like that one male teacher who really wanted to be able to talk about his partner and the sex life with his students. It was so weird.
Oh, wait, what? I didn't hear about this. Is this
recent? This gay male teacher who was mad because he couldn't talk about his partner and his sex life with his students. He was mad because he thought that he should be able to do that.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Why do you want to relate to kids about that?
Yeah, who cares if you're gay, but why do you need to tell them about your husband and your sex life?
Right. So, do you want the validation from the kids or something? Like,
probably.
Like,
so that was like he was that guy was in the news a while back. I remember reading about that.
Oh my god. See, people are so fucking weird. I don't want those people around my kids, dude. Listen, when I have kids, right? They're either going to be homeschooled and be weirdos, like real weirdos, all right?
No, homeschooled kids these days is like, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
They're not weird. They're like,
or I'm just going to, like, you know, raise them in Japan.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know, where none of this happens.
Right.
You know? Dude, it's so cute. Like, you'll see, like, you're walking around Japan, you'll see, like, these little field trips of, like, these, like, less than elementary. They're, like, kindergarten Japanese kids. Like, it's a common sight, you know? And it's weird because people talk about how there's, like, a population crisis in Japan. Dude, in Osaka, I have never seen so many moms riding bikes with their little infants and stuff like that. Like,
oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know? So either they got the message or we're just being fed some misinformation about the declining birth rates, because there were a lot.
Isn't that what? I thought that was China, not Japan.
No, it's Japan. Japan is dying supposedly economically due to its reduced birth rates.
Yes, I did hear that actually.
Yeah,
they're worried because no one will be around to care for the aging population.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like, aging population lasts a long time apparently. Sometimes. But yeah. I saw this video today that said that Japanese people, they don't wear sunglasses because they feel as though that if you're wearing sunglasses, you're trying to be cool. But as a result, you're trying too hard to be cool. But as a result, a lot of them end up getting like UV damage to their eyes, so they end up having to wear glasses.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
it's not just because they don't not wear sunglasses just because like their eyes are narrower, so they don't need to.
So they don't need to in the first place.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Like, not much sun's getting in there.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not racist. That's Chinese, not Japanese.
It's okay to be racist. And remember, I have a rule where you're not allowed to say "just kidding," because if they don't realize,
I was obviously kidding. I know your rule. I was obviously kidding sarcastically because then I went on to say something more racist.
Right.
I said
Okay.
that's why I said it's not Japanese. It's actually Chinese. They got narrower eyes.
Do they have?
So, yeah.
Do they really though? I'm not.
I feel like the squintiest eyes are Chinese, not Japanese.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. The way that I'm able to tell Chinese from Japanese from Korean is always looking at the back of the head. For some reason, that's a dead giveaway for me. Yeah.
That's interesting. How so?
I don't know. I don't know how to like fully describe it, but for some reason, and I'm right, I'd say 99% of the time, unless there's like a mix. But pay attention to the back of their heads next time you're introduced to a Chinese, Japanese, or a Korean person.
Okay.
And also, generally speaking, at least in my opinion and my experience, the Koreans are the best looking Asians.
Oh, I have to disagree.
Oh, really? Well, what are the best looking Asians?
I don't know. It's subjective, right? Because like, I guess objectively, Koreans are quite attractive looking.
Right.
Like, I'm thinking like K-pop bands and K-dramas and stuff.
Right.
But that's not attractive to me. I think they're so effeminate looking and like.
Okay. Okay. How about this? Voluptuous, as far as, well, I mean, like, I don't know.
Women.
Yeah, but like, I don't know,
No,
dude. Like,
they get surgeries though. That's why they're not.
Okay.
born
Yeah.
that way.
Okay. Well, that's a good point. That is a good point. Maybe that's, I mean, it's like
Because they have money, so they can. Koreans have a lot of money.
Yeah, but and also like I think Korea is like one of the capitals for plastic surgery. So
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't trust their body type to be natural.
But with that being said, that's why they're better looking, I guess.
Maybe so. Yeah, probably right. So I guess it's subjective and everything, but
right.
I think to me, the Chinese are the least attractive. I just don't find Chinese people attractive.
Okay.
And I don't know about the back of the head thing that you talked about, but I know I can tell them apart from my years working at that foreign language school I worked at in LA.
Okay.
We had students from around the world all the time, so I learned quickly how to tell the Koreans from the Chinese and the Japanese. And to me, it's the front of the head. Actually, it's face.
Really?
It's you can really see facial differences between Chinese, Japanese, and Koreans.
Huh.
Eye shape, nose, face, and then the language. Like if I hear them talking, I can tell Korean from Japanese from Chinese.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, Chinese is not a very pretty language.
No, neither is Korean. Korean is ugly. It's very staccato. It's very short and staccato. Japanese sounds the nicest between those three.
Mm-hmm.
It's got longer words, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Like even think about the names.
Yeah. It's a very rhythmic language.
Wakashiwa. Yeah, it's rhythmic and the words are longer.
Look at you, knowing some rudimentary Japanese, huh?
I thought you knew I knew a little bit. I can say Nihongo ga skoshi hanashimasu.
Oh, I did not know you knew that much.
Yeah.
That's
Wakarimasu ka? I learned a few things.
Huh.
But I like how rhythmic it sounds and the words flow together better. Whereas Korean is all like short, choppy vowels like that. And it's
really? Huh.
Yeah. And then but yeah, so face shape is different. I don't find Chinese people that attractive. I think Japanese people are more attractive than Koreans.
Really?
I don't really like Koreans.
Okay.
Yeah. Koreans just look plastic. Like they can look very plastic, especially if they had work done.
Right.
But I don't know, I like Japanese better. But then as far as men go, I personally am only attracted to Southern Asians for men. So like I don't find Chinese, Japanese, or Korean men that attractive really.
Okay.
I guess Japanese if I had to pick.
Right.
But Southeast Asians like Vietnamese, some Filipino, and Thai men I find way more attractive.
Really?
Than the Northern Asians.
I would have never guessed Filipino.
Not Filipino that much. I'd say more Thai and Vietnamese.
Okay. Well, I guess the Thai makes kind of sense. Like, I feel as though that like Thai people are definitely more fitness oriented, perhaps, or like fitness and diet oriented. And I know you gravitate towards that a lot more.
They can build muscle more. You don't see many muscular.
Right, that makes sense.
Northern Asians are paler and don't build muscle mass as much, but Vietnamese and Thai dudes are like can be ripped, and they're more like they have the darker skin color, so they look more tan.
Right.
Better.
Speaking of ripped, did you hear Kobayashi retired?
No.
You know who Kobayashi is, right?
No.
The guy the Japanese dude that was notorious for being able to eat a lot of hot dogs.
No way! I thought that was his name.
Yeah. So
no way he retired. So first Joey Chestnut couldn't even compete in the competition this year, and then Kobayashi retires.
I think Kobayashi retired after that last thing, but I want you to look up. I want you to look up the quote that he gave for why he retired. It's one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. Man, it's a bad year for hot dogs, or I guess it's a good year to be a hot dog because Joey Chestnut couldn't even compete, and now Kobayashi's retired.
Why couldn't Joey Chestnut compete? I don't even know who he is. I just knew Kobayashi.
You don't know who Joey Chestnut is?
No.
Joey Chestnut's the American guy who always wins the hot dog eating competition every single year.
Could he beat Nick Avocado in an eating contest?
Dude, Joey Chestnut is the most famous American competitive eater.
Oh, I did not know that.
He's like that guy. He eats the hot dogs every single year. He always wins. No one ever beats him.
Wow. Huh.
And this year he wasn't allowed to compete because he signed a brand marketing deal with some vegan hot dog company.
Oh no.
And they're like, how dare you represent vegans? You're not allowed to compete anymore.
Yeah, I agree with them.
Yeah, so he couldn't compete.
Why would he do that? Why would he betray everybody?
I don't know. The money, I guess. Must have offered him a lot of money.
Uh.
So it literally, I Googled Kobayashi, and literally every picture he's with Joey Chestnut. I don't know how you know one but not the other. They're together in every
all I know,
picture.
well, I mean, Kobayashi, he's like been a household name since I was like in elementary school. So I think that's why.
Oh, okay. I feel like Joey Chestnut has too.
Has he?
Here's a picture of the two of them together. The two biggest hot dog eaters. Let's see.
Yeah, they be sucking on some dogs together.
So let me look up this quote.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi are actually rivals. I guess they compete against each other often.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's born 3 days away from my birthday.
Kobayashi is? Huh.
Yeah, March 15th.
Yeah.
Somebody asked Google the question, who is the greatest eater of all time? And Joey Chestnut won. As of 2020,
the very best that no one ever was.
But more than Kobayashi, it says, as of 2024, Joey Chestnut was ranked first in the world by Major League Eating, which is an actual league.
Major League Eating. I want to know what the logo is for that. Is it like just a giant blob?
Well, I can show you.
It's for some reason it reminds me of the feminist We Can Do It, or
oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Rosie the Riveter,
yeah. It's got a little bit of that sort of flair going on for it.
Yeah, except yeah.
So did you see the quote why Kobayashi quit?
I'm looking at an article where he announced his retirement. Let's see. So it says, okay, it says here he retired in order to live a long and healthy life. He expressed his concerns about the damage that highly processed food has caused him. He says I have been in this field for 20 years. I worry about the consequences of my decision, but most importantly, I want to repair my brain and gut. Okay. He no longer has the same appetite or sense of smell he did. I'm not seeing any really funny quote yet.
No, wait. The quote I saw was, he says, I am no longer hungry.
No way.
Yeah, she says something along the lines of that. I'm like, dude.
No way. That quote's not in here. All they have him saying is, "I am worried about what my next step will bring, but I'm excited about my future." Nothing about that.
Oh my god, I gotta find it now and I gotta send it to you.
He said, "I am no longer hungry." Oh my god, that is so legendary.
It's one of the funniest things that I've ever heard in my life.
You should get that like frame, his picture with that quote framed. I am no
Get
longer
it tattooed
hungry.
on me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I can't find that. If you see that where he was reported to have said that, send it to me.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna have to look for it now.
Oh, I found it. It's in the New York Post.
Okay. What's the exact quote?
Okay. The exact quote isn't that
Isn't that funny?
succinct. Isn't that succinct? The headline summed it up basically, but apparently he explained it in a more lengthy way.
Oh.
He said, I just had it a second. Oh yeah. In recent years, his appetite started to wane, and he now never feels hunger at all. He once went 3 days without eating. When you eat too much, you lose the ability to smell the food, and you also ignore signals from your body, such as feeling full, he explained. In the movie, doctors analyzed brain scans, finding that when Kobayashi sees food, all areas of his brain related to nausea are activated.
No
So food makes him
way.
nauseous.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being nauseous every time you're around food.
That sounds awful.
He is now focusing on eating more nutritious foods in smaller portions in a bid to rewire his brain.
Wow.
He's gotta undo all that. Wow.
How old is he?
46.
46.
Yeah, 46.
Now
so
he's like trying to rewire his brain.
Rewire his brain, man, just to be able to eat healthy.
That is really difficult.
And normal. Yeah, man. Good luck to him.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't have lasting physical damage from it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, it kind of makes sense. I remember when I was doing a lot of acid, and this one time I went to, I was eating some, what's it called? Some fries, some sweet potato fries, right?
Yeah.
And dude, I kid you not, it felt like I had the sensation of drowning in carbohydrates. I was like, oh, wow. I get it. I get why I was so close to being type 2 diabetic at some point. I have to stop this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, that was probably I was in a lot of acid around 2014, 2015, a little bit of 2016. So it was around then,
Mm-hmm.
But dude, like, I get it. I understand.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever go on fast or anything like that?
No, I just eat a light, clean diet all the time.
Right.
I don't feel the need to fast.
Yeah, like, I hear that when you fast properly, you start gaining like some superpowers. Like your intuition.
I've heard that too.
Your intuition goes up and all that sort of stuff. And
yeah, I mean, they also say that can happen if you like withhold your semen or don't have sex or whatever. Like,
well, that's true too.
There's all these like theories about that. I don't see the need to like test them really. I feel like
right. Well, if you're satisfied with the way life is going, there's
and I like my way. I like the way I eat. I don't feel like fasting.
Well, I mean, you're generally a pretty energetic person, so
Yeah, I got plenty of energy, and I feel like I'm healthy all the time. I'm never sick, so I feel like I'm doing it right.
Yeah. Do you still never get sick, huh?
No, pretty much never.
Awesome. Yeah,
I did get COVID one time, but only because I was out
in the middle, I kind of was dumb. Went out in winter in Chicago at a really busy spot, and yeah, whatever. But
yeah,
I got COVID briefly, but I got over it.
Dude, I got okay. So COVID was the last time I got sick. I used to get sick all the time. Like I was born with like a garbage immune system, you know. But then I got COVID, right?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I have this theory that the vaccine was created. Well, I mean, COVID was created in the lab, right? But like, at least for me, it's kind of like getting it raised my immune system to such a crazy level that, like I don't get sick anymore. And I feel as though that if you didn't take the vaccine, it was probably the same for you, because I've been around a lot of people that had COVID after I got it, like right next to them. No way I didn't get it, into my system yet in some sort of capacity or another. Never got sick.
Wow. It's almost like COVID was the final boss.
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm the final boss.
Yeah, no, very likely. I've also been around people who are sick plenty of times and never got sick, except for the one time. But other than that, never did.
Yeah, it's really
and I was
weird
like
that.
I was like traveling a lot during the pandemic. I was out in big crowds all the time. Like I wasn't quarantined.
Tell me this: have you met people that have been that have experienced vaccine injury?
I know some people. Yeah,
dude, is it common for you? Because it's super common for me.
Not super common, but I think they don't talk about it. If I probably know more than I realize, but they don't talk about it.
Right.
And one of the I only remember hearing a few people actually talk about it, and one was a girl that I have known for some years, and she posted on her Instagram that she had a stroke. And this girl's like 35 years old, and she had a stroke. And,
dude, what the fuck?
Yep. And she posted on Instagram literally filming herself with half her face like slack and like sagging and stuff. And
no,
this is
poor thing.
And she of course got vaccinated and boosters and all that. So she didn't implicitly say that was what it was, but I kind of think it probably was. So
right.
And there was a couple other examples.
Dude, like so many, like, okay, so my uncle died from the vaccine, right?
Oh, no way.
My uncle died from the vaccine. My dad never used to get sick. He took the vaccine. He only took the first one, right? He gets sick regularly now. Not like seriously sick, but like he gets,
little bugs and stuff. Yeah, flu and things.
I was talking to this vet. I'm gonna have to get Jackpot's balls removed. Side note, which sucks. And
kind of man.
Yeah, he had a good run. He had a good run.
Yeah.
With them, But the vet, he's super passionate about government not infringing on people's decisions pertaining to their body, because he himself when he first got COVID, like it was really serious. Then he took the vaccine, and the vaccine almost killed him. And he didn't correlate it yet. And then he was about to take, and then he took the third vaccine, and he started internally fucking bleeding from the vaccine.
How do they know it was the vaccine?
Well, I mean, like, it was consequential at that point, right? Because he takes one, yeah, sure, maybe it's a coincidence. He does it a second time, and the symptoms are fucking worse, right?
Yeah. Okay, wow.
So he almost died. He was like out of commission, and he says like, if I get COVID a fourth time, I'm dead. So I had to meet him outside, dude. And it's so many people that I talk to, even if it's small things like getting the shakes and stuff like that. Dude,
yeah,
it is fucking insane.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like it legitimately scares me. And I regret trying not to, like, when my dad said he wanted to get the vaccine, I was like, okay, sure, whatever, fine. It's probably not going to be a big deal. Dude, I wish I fucking stopped him. you know?
Man, yeah. Would he
Or-
have listened though?
I think so. But
Okay.
I mean, like at that point, I mean, he wanted to travel. He's got, a farm in the UK. He needs to visit it,
Right, and there was no way to do it at that point without it. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Although that's not totally true. I went to the UK twice during the pandemic, and I was never. I never
really?
had the shot. So
Did you get like
I got it.
religious exemption or something like that?
The UK didn't require vaccination. Your dad
Really?
was wrong if he thought that.
Oh. Well, he also has
It's
to
just
go to Egypt and stuff like that, and
Yeah, true. But I know the UK specifically because I was there
Uh,
twice during the pandemic. And what
uh,
the rule was you could go to the UK as an American if you were vaccinated or unvaccinated. But if you were not vaccinated, you had to quarantine for 14 days.
right.
after you got there.
Yeah,
And they would find out where you were staying, and they would call and check in on you, and they could even stop by and drop in to see if you were quarantining. So
Big
what I
Brother
did
is
was,
watching.
yep. So, and the UK has surveillance everywhere.
Right.
So what I did was I went to the UK and I was not vaccinated, so I had to fill out the Homeland, tracker form where they could see where I was staying and stuff.
Oh my god.
But at the time, I was just visiting my boyfriend, so I was
Right.
going to be home with him most of the time, anyways.
Right.
So I did that. They only called to check in on me twice, and I just answered the phone and said I was home, and that's all. Like, you just say, "Yeah, I'm home," and everything,
Uh-huh.
answer some questions. And then they were gonna come by, and did they ever come by? I don't think they ever came by in person to check on me.
Right.
But basically, long story short, we did not quarantine the whole 14 days.
Okay,
So
good.
I just was there, and I was just we'd sneak out and just go do stuff, and it's like, what are the chances they're gonna actually come by and check on you?
yeah.
Like, not much.
How
So,
long did
I
you actually quarantine
got away
for?
with it. I stayed. Let's see. Maybe it was 10 days. Was it 10 or 14 days? I remember I was there for 2 weeks one time.
Uh-huh.
And the first week we mostly stayed near the house, and we would sneak out only for short errands and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Down, and they don't. We'd sneak out to, like, there wasn't much open at the time anyway, so we just mostly hung out at the house and just played games and, like, just basically spent time with each other because we
Right.
never saw each other.
Right.
So we would sneak out for small errands to the grocery store or go on walks and stuff.
Okay.
But we
That makes
never got
sense.
caught.
Nice.
And then by the time it was past the first week, we started just going out and, like, just threw caution to the wind, and it was fine.
Right. So like they called to check in like maybe the first and second day, or was it just like
Don't remember what day, but it was definitely within the first week. And then it's like they just kind of stopped caring after that. So yeah.
It's almost like the whole thing was bullshit.
Yeah, it was just all a formality, really.
Ugh. Well, I mean, not
Yeah.
because you were able to, still live a life, but like
Yeah.
still. I remember seeing like videos, dude, of like, people exercising in the UK with like a fucking mask on outside. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, there was some outrage because I think 2 women got arrested for working out outdoors with a mask on, and there was a big scandal over that.
really? In the
When they
UK?
Yeah.
Wait, so they were
got-
wearing their masks?
They were outside wearing masks and exercising, and they got stopped and pulled over, talked to by cops, and it was a little scandal that happened. I don't remember what the outcome though.
That is really obnoxious.
The UK was very obnoxious during the pandemic.
Yeah,
They were
well, not as
idiots.
bad as freaking Australia, right?
No, not as bad as that, for sure. Not much is worse than that.
Dude, like when I was in Japan, I talked to this Australian couple, and they were saying that like they had an allocated 30 minutes where they could go outside a day.
How pathetic.
Yeah, dude. Like,
It's
ugh.
absolutely gay.
Wait, what's the word that you want to use now?
Which one?
Gay-tarded.
Oh yeah, I forgot the new word.
Yeah.
So gay-tarded, man.
Yeah,
That's the ultimate
incredibly
gay-tarded situation.
gay-tarded, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? That word actually sounds so juvenile and perfect. I don't know why I
Yeah.
haven't used it before.
It does sound juvenile, like a name, like a word that like dumb kids make up.
Right.
Like you
Like,
gay-tard.
but dude, like it makes sense too, like from a functional standpoint, because you have the
Yes.
whole word gay, and you have tard, right? Like tart in itself is a word, or is it like no?
Well, what did gay used to mean before? Besides the actual meaning,
happy?
we used to use it to mean like no, like when it was an insult, when we were allowed
Right.
to use it as an insult.
Yeah.
It would mean usually like cheesy, like that's so you say that's
Right.
so gay, you'd be like
Yeah.
that's so cheesy,
Or so
like that's so
lame.
like yeah, lame and cheesy, right?
Yeah.
And then retarded means stupid. So when you
Right.
say gay-tarded, you're saying that's lame and stupid.
Lame and stupid. Fake and gay. We used to be a proper country.
Exactly. Bring back bullying.
Yeah, exactly. Make bullying great again.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go to sleep now
Yeah,
or get
dude,
ready for bed.
I'm hearing you yawn and
getting late.
stuff like that. Get some
Yeah,
rest.
it's getting a little late here.
All right. Well, good talking with you always. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
for
on.
sure.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, always.
Keep it gangsta.
Okay, you have a good rest of your night.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Wait, did you say keep it gang? Did you say keep it gangsta?
I said keep it gangsta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's ironic because literally look what's in front of me right now.
Just put that to the screen and then sign off.
Gangster.
Stay gangster.
It's some card I got for a birthday that I never sent. I have to find someone to send it to their. I have to find someone to use it for their birthday. It just says play on, playa, happy birthday. But I just like that it says stay gangster.
Play on,
so
playa.
That's my signing off card.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Wait, are you still here? Can't believe the game is making me do all of this again. Song owns, dude. Even though it sounds like K-pop a little bit. I hate that. Not when the cool song's going on too. One song be so cool and like the song is like so lame. It's not a bad song, it's just not nearly as cool. Blame it on the lame song. Number one. Ichiban motherfucker. Oh, you're still there. Bet you there's like the ultimate chocobo build that you can do that make these runs 3,000 times easier. But I feel like that might be the lamest thing in the world to do. I have my vanity. For better or worse, I have my vanity. Really fast. Oh. That was not good. Risk and it did not pay off. like I was able to get this one so easily last time. Take a piss after this. More Choco Jump in me. No! You son of a biscuit. food too. Do you order food? Or am I just telling myself that I do? That's a real question. Don't know how to make decisions here. Me included. That was very deliberate. Yeah, dude, like the color coding on everything is just so difficult to grasp. Like, it makes it really hard to discern what's an obstacle and what's working in your favor at that part. He thinks it was deliberate. Again. Honestly, 5th place, not bad. Not the best, but not bad. Okay, it's pretty bad, but like, not all hope is lost, is what I'm trying to say. You know? You know what I'm saying? So Bone me. Getting there though. Just have to figure out that one corner. Where it's like one sharp turn after another. I don't know the tech I'm supposed to use over there. Okay, Skull getting good, baby. Yeah. No. I feel like I made that, dude. My song. Real hot shot. Real hot shot, this guy. This song is so good. Sleeping on like that again. Screwed me. No. Not an easy race. All this frame rate slowdown. Dude, this part, that part is just no sliding. Watashi no Chocobo, but still pretty damn good. Got me. Piss real quick. Three more. Hyperion Helm. They do the DuckTales theme song. That's what it feels like. Chocobos are not ducks, and if you think so, you're racist. That's the first time I've ever hit that one of those things like that. Like, all three of us were hit by that thing, too. I might have to change my character over this. I could see how that make or break somebody in this race. How do I... Can I even reverse? How do you recover from that? Wow. That was like the first time where it was over on that side. I was anticipating consistency and I got none of it. There are two of them. Okay. I know this now. And for some reason, they're like homing towards me. Make sense. This Chocobo racing is rigged, dude. Not an easy race. Ain't too bad. Going this way. Oh, you can definitely make it. Just have to know what you're doing. Interesting. That's a big trick.
It's all confidence, baby. It's all confidence.
Gotta know the track. Yes! Play my tune. Sounds like, it feels like it's got some Indian influence going on for it. Or at least the beginning does. Such a good song. Okay, that sucked. I'm gonna play my favorite song too. No, that's good. 1 second. Order. song's kind of cool too. It's got a psychedelic feel to it. Rockabilly. They don't want you taking that shortcut. Direction, bitch. You son of a bird. Try this out. Okay, maybe. Oh no! Come on. Just bad luck, dude. how are you supposed to reverse that? It's not like there's a reverse button. So once you stuck there for eternity? Doesn't make sense. Back to 6th place. Oh my god, come on. Wait, what was that? Oh wait, I think there's a word for that. It's called horse shit. Just like that. 6th place. With one bump, I'm taking the 6th place. Not based, not red pill. Alright, now that... went against my instinct there. Yeah, my song, baby. Yeah. Getting there. That was not strong at all. I know I'm not getting speed over this because I'm not using a boost. That didn't hit me. I should have made that. Say I didn't have any dashes. was that? Really bad. Phoenix Trial. Try doing it to me again. Oh my god. This guy is aggressive. Screw you. Ride and glide and slip and slide. Ride, glide, slippery slide. Lost my. finish off this Bahamut skirmish, and then good. Gonna save my game real quick.
またのお越しをお待ちしております。
Alright, I'll be right back.
本日開催中のレースはこちらになります。
This one ain't gonna be easy, but we gotta do it. thinking about how I'm gonna have to neuter my dog, man. Doesn't make me feel good. Oh, wow. First things first, we need to get used to the fact that stay to the left. It seems to be a common thing with these things. Oh, it doesn't make much difference. You get the boost. Wow. Oh my god. Of course. I was wondering when those were gonna show up. Man, look how fast I got this. Dude, one hell of a chocobo racer, dude. Navigator. No! Prize. Gotta eat this food, gotta feed my dog. I'll play some Helldivers, dude. Worse luck after that. progress. That thing always gets me. Why I did that? Last try. And we'll just make this part of next sound's mini games. Oh wow, you can really avoid a lot of the water. Huh. Good to know. Has to be one. It's tough. God, look how fast that other chocobo's going, man. That did not work the way that I thought it was going to work. Rough. Oh my god. What was that? Oh my god. Back to second place. Oh, it hit me, not him. It's not even. Oh my god, dude. Wait, how come that didn't hit? Oh, okay. I'm done. We did good today. Oh, clearance is a defeat. That's not what I wanted for my guy. Anyways, bye bye. Catch you next time. I'm gonna save. No. It's making me retry. Oh, I got bumped into it that time. He would have taken that from me.
クラウド騎手ならいつでも大歓迎です。
Save. Alright, catch you guys later. Might do a stream where just focus hard on this later. A week, maybe.